Hello friends, welcome back to the session of design of steel structures. Today we'll go for design of single angle tension member. In previous sessions we have seen design philosophies of tension member, then we have steel structure as a whole, then we have seen what is tension member, how to design tension member, what are different modes of failure of tension member and different design steps of tension member. Now in this session, now we will go for design of a tension member. Now this is the tension member which we are going to design. So this is the numerical based on design of tension member. Design a tension member to carry an axial load. Now this word, this is very important, carry an axial load of 120 kilonewton. Use M20 black bolts of grade 4.6 for the connection and use Fe410 Fe410 steel. So this is the numerical which we are going to solve, that is we are going to design a tension member using single angle. So we'll be using single angle section. In previous session we have seen what are different cross section that can be used for tension member, the sections which can be used as a tension member. So today we will be designing this tension member using single angle section. The very first step in the design will be noting down the given data. So this is the very important thing and the good habit as well, to first enlist what is given, what are the things those are given in the problem. If you read out carefully, axial load is given in this numerical. Axial load, later on for design purpose you have to convert it into factored load or ultimate load. So let us denote this by P. So P value is given as 120 kilonewton. Next, M20. Now this M20 gives you idea about diameter, nominal diameter, and this is type of bolt, black bolt. So diameter of bolt is, nominal diameter is 20. Then property class is defined here. Property class is 4.6 grade of bolt. Now from this 4.6 grade, you can find out value of FU. So FU will be equal to 4 into 100, that is 400 Newton per mm square. And so this Fu is related to bolt, that's why we'll denote it by FUB. Then next FYB. So FYB will be 0.6 multiplied by FUB, 400. Now 4 from this, 0.6 from this grade only. So this is how you can get the values of FUB and FYB from grade of bolt. So this is the given data. Apart from this, grade of steel is defined. Grade of steel is also defined. So that we can mention here. So from 410 grade of steel, so yield stress will be 250 MPa and ultimate stress will be 410 MPa or Newton per mm square. Now once you enlist this given data, then we have to go for first step in the design, that is calculation of ultimate load. If the given load is axial load, you have to convert it into ultimate load. So that step is calculation of ultimate load or factored load. Now for this you have to denote by PU. PU stands for factored or ultimate load, and this is equal to 1.5 multiplied by P. So 1.5 multiplied by 120, this appears to be 180 kilonewton. This is the value of ultimate load. Now once you get ultimate load, then you have to move on for the next step. Now in next step you have to calculate AG required. AG required means you have to calculate the required area of tension member. So you will have to calculate required area of tension member. Calculation of required area. This is the next step. In this we will be calculating area required. Now that will be denoted by AG, A gross required. This is equal to, now this we will be getting from TDG expression, wherein TDG will be replaced by PU. So AG required equal to PU multiplied by gamma M0 divided by Fy. Now PU already we have calculated here, it's 180 kilonewton. So convert it into Newton, 180 into 10 raised to 3. Gamma M0, it's 1.10 divided by Fy value you will get from the given data, it's 250. Now this 1.10 where from we have got, so gamma M0, so this is value from table number 5. This is value from table number 5, IS 800 2007. So therefrom you will be getting this gamma M0 value, it is nothing but partial safety factor for material. So once you do that, then you will be getting this AG required value. After doing simplification, all calculations, you will be getting this value as 792 mm square. 792 mm square. This is the value of area required. Now move on to next step now. If you recollect the steps, so once you get the area required, so next we have to start with selection of trial section. Because load is known to us, from known value of load we have calculated AG required. Now we have to go for selection of trial section. Selection of trial section. Now this selection of trial section is to be done from steel table. Either you can go from SP or you can go for steel table. In steel table you will have to go for the required value. What is the required value? 792 mm square. The required value is 792 mm square. Required value is area value 792. So you will have to look for that. So where from you can get that value. So this is the steel table. So this steel table, using this steel table, now we will have to look for area required. Now these are different columns. Now in first column there is designation related to angle section. So ISA 20, 20, 25. So these are equal angle section typically. Then second column gives you idea about thickness. Third column gives you idea about sectional area. So required sectional area in our case is 792 mm square. Now these areas are here given in centimeter square. If you convert it into mm square, this will be 145. So you will have to multiply it with 100 to convert it into mm square. So here 792 near to that. So this 818, 8.18. So this is the angle section which is having area required value. Whatever area is required, so more than that area has to be selected for required section or trial section. So here we can select this ISA 55 by 55 by 8. Now this next column gives idea about unit weight or weight per meter, not unit weight, this is weight per meter. So 6.4 kg per meter is the weight of that particular trial section. So that you have to select it from steel table. Now once you get the trial section, you can mention it here. Let us use, so let us use ISA 55 by 8. So 55 by 55 by means, so these are the leg lengths of angle section. Equal angle section, both values same means this is equal angle section. 55 by 55 by 8 at 6.4 kg per meter. So this is the trial section. Now once you select trial section, next step will be design of connection design. Now in connection design already it's defined what type of uh, connection you have to use. So M20 blackboards are given for connection of grade 4.6, means we have to go for bolted connection only. So there is no choice for selecting type of connection here. Straight away we will have to use bolted connection. Now in bolted connection design, so first step will be, in bolted connection design, first step will be calculation of design strength of bolt. Design strength of bolt, or this is also known as bolt value. Also known as bolt value. So it's denoted by VD. Now this value, to calculate this value, you will have to calculate VDSB, that is design shear strength of bolt, and VDPB, that is design bearing capacity of bolt. So out of these two, whichever is least, that will be taken as VDB, that is bolt value or design strength of bolt. So now first we will have to calculate VDSB and VDPB. So that is the first thing you will have to do now. So let us calculate VDSB first. So VDSB, the expression for this is given in section 10 of IS code. It's given in section 10 of IS code, which is equal to VDSB equal to FUB upon root 3 gamma MB in bracket NS into ANS plus ENN into ANB. So FUB is already known to us. Gamma MB we will be getting again from table number 5. This value is 1.25. This we will be getting from table number 5 of IS 800 2007. So this value will be getting from there. Now once you know this, next is you will have to find out NS value, NN value. Now this is related to shear planes, number of shear planes interrupting with threads. So here, as we are connecting single angle section to gusset plate, the bolts will be in single shear. Bolts will be in single shear because we are connecting this single angle section to gusset plate only. So bolts will experience single shear. So here we will assume NN equal to 1, ANB equal to 0.78 times pi by 4 d square. Now d value is 20 mm, so that can be put there, 0.78 into pi by 4 into d square. So putting that value, you will be able to find out value of VDSB. So all the values you have to put here. VDSB equal to FUB value is 400 divided by root 3, gamma MB is 1.25 in bracket, NN is 1 into pi by 4 d square, that is 20 into 0.78. So this gives you value of VDSB. Ultimately this value comes out to be 45.27 kilonewton. 45.27 kilonewton. This is the value of VDSB, that is design shear capacity of bolt. Now once you calculate this, next you have to move on to calculate VDPB value, that is design bearing capacity of bolt. VDPB. Again, this expression is available in IS 800 2007 section 10. So in that this expression will be available. So thereon you will have to calculate this VDPB value. So VDPB equal to 2.5 into KB, 2.5 into KB into D, that is diameter, nominal diameter of bolt, into thickness into Fu divided by gamma MB. This is the expression for VDPB. Now here KB value you will have to calculate. Now KB is list of different values. One, E divided by 3D0. Second, P divided by 3D0. P divided by 3D0 minus 0.25. Or next to be compared is 1 and Fu upon FUB and 1. So out of these four values, whichever is list, that value is to be selected as KB value. Once you get that KB value, then you can go for D, that is nominal diameter, that is already defined in the numerical. So once you get that value, then remains T. Now thickness is to be selected minimum between thickness of gusset plate and thickness of angle section. Thickness of gusset plate and thickness of angle section. So all these values you have to take from there on. Here to decide thickness of gusset, so you have to keep in mind thickness of gusset plate. Thickness of gusset plate. So this should be either equal to thickness of member, either equal to thickness of member to be connected, or it should be greater than that. So these are the two conditions. Now in this case the thickness of angle section is 8 mm, so we are using ISA 55 by 8, that is the angle section. Now you are using gusset plate either equal thickness or greater thickness, so you can assume, let us use gusset plate of thickness 8 mm, so this is going to be the thickness of gusset plate, right? Now we will go for calculation of KB first. Now E, this is the edge distance. Now here again you will have to assume whether the edges are hand cut or machine cut. So depending on that you will have to decide whether edge distance is 1.7 or 1.5. So let us assume edges to be hand cut. Assuming edges to be hand cut, E value will be 1.7 times diameter of hole. Now this is again given in section 10 of IS 800 2007. Section 10 of IS 800 2007. Next P, this is, we will take minimum pitch here, so it is 2.5 times nominal diameter. So 2.5 times nominal diameter means 2.5 multiplied by 20, it will be 50 mm. So E value you will get 1.h, diameter of hole for 20 mm it will be 22. So whatever value you are getting, it has to be rounded to next higher multiple. So it will be 40 mm. So E value you will be getting 40 mm, pitch you are getting 50 mm. So 40, 50, that is known to you now. D0 is nothing but diameter of hole. So this DH or D0 are the same diameter of hole. So you will be calculating now E upon 3D0. E upon 3D0 is to be calculated. Then P upon 3D0 minus 0.25. Then FUB upon FU, and it is to be compared with 1. So minimum of all this, that will be the value of KB. So E upon 3D0, E upon 3D0, this appeared to be 0.606. Then P upon 3D0 minus 0.25. This value comes out to be 0.507. Then FUB upon FY, FUB upon FU. So FUB is 410, 400, sorry, and 410. So, and last one is 1. So out of these 4, so this appears to be the least value. So in calculation of VDPB, we will be using KB equal to 0.507. So this value will be used in the calculation of KB, VDPB. So in that, thickness will be taken as 8 mm. So finally VDPB equal to 2.5 times KB, we are using 0.507 into 20 mm diameter of bolt, then 8 mm is the thickness, then FU value is 410 divided by gamma MB 1.25. So VDPB equal to 66.5 kilonewton. So VDSB was 45.27. This is the value of VDSB and VDPB. So out of these two, least value we have to take as design strength of bolt or bolt value, 45.27 kilonewton. So using this value, now we have to calculate number of bolts. So number of bolts to be used for connection equal to PU divided by VDB. So N equal to PU is 180 kilonewton divided by 45.27. It's again in kilonewton. So N equal to, now N cannot be fraction, you have to round it to next value. So here you will be getting 4 point something, so that has to be rounded to 4. So this value will comes out to be 4. N appears to be, number of bolts to be added will be 4. Now once you get number of bolts, then you have to go for connection detailing. Connection detailing. Now means you have to arrange the bolts in connection so as to get the next step done. So connection detailing. I will draw the connection now. Let's say this is angle section. So this is one leg is connected, another leg is outstanding. So that we have to go for. Just a minute. So let's say this is angle section. It is connected to a gusset plate. It's connected to a gusset plate. Now how many bolts we are requiring? 4 bolts. So I will show 4 bolts here. So let's say these are the 4 bolts used for connection, and it is connected to gusset plate. Let's say this is gusset plate to which these bolts are connected. So this is the direction of force. Ultimate load is acting here. I will show now pitch edge distance up to center of this will be edge distance, so which is taken as 40 E value. Then this is pitch value. We have selected minimum P. Then again center to center distance between these two consecutive bolts, and then consecutive distance here. So this is P, this is P, this is P. This we have taken as 50 mm. This we have taken 50. This is 50. The center to center distance between first bolt to last bolt hole in the connection, this will be the length of connection. Now this appears to be 150 mm. Length of connection is 150 mm. Now this is again end distance. This will be similar to E value. This is 40 mm. I will draw cross section now. This is the cross section of angle. It is connected to gusset plate of thickness 8 mm only. Let's say this is, so this hash portion is gusset plate of thickness 8 mm. Now this height or leg length is 55 mm, and this is again 55 mm. Both leg lengths are 55 because this is the equal angle section. The bolt will be visible in cross section as well. It will be visible here. So this is bolt visible in cross section. Now this center to this top, so this distance as marked in L section, this distance will be 40 mm, and the remaining to the edge, this will be 15 mm. Now this 55 mm, this is outstanding leg length, this is denoted by W, and this 15, that is up to center of this is labeled as W1. right? This is angle section. What we have used, ISA 55 by 55 by 8. This is 8 mm thick gusset plate. 8 mm thick gusset plate. So this is complete detailing of the member which we are going to propose. Now next step is check for strength. Check for strength of member. Check for strength of member. This is the next step in the design. So here three strengths we have to apply, or three checks we have to apply, starting with TDG. So this is equal to AG into Fy upon gamma m0. Now this is as per clause number 6.2 IS 800 2007. According to this clause, you will be getting this value. So AG of selected member we have already listed. So that AG value is already known to us from steel table. Once we select that particular member, so therefrom we will be getting that value. So AG, from that we will be getting 818 mm square into Fy value 250 divided by gamma m0, again from table number 5 of IS 800 2007, it's 1.1. So this TDG value appears to be 185.90 kilonewton. Now in this check, second check is related to rupture strength. So first is yielding of cross section. So first was yielding of cross section TDG, denoted by TDG. Now we will be going for next check, that is rupture of net or critical section. It is denoted by TDN. The expression for TDN is given in clause number 6.3.3, page number 33, IS 800 2007. So therefrom you will be getting this value. The expression is 0.9 into ANC into Fu upon gamma m1 plus beta into AGO into Fy upon gamma m0. Now here we will have to calculate ANC. This is net area of connected leg. This is given by B minus NDH minus T by 2 into T. So B is leg length 55 minus number of bolts visible in cross section 1 into diameter of hole 22 minus thickness of angle 8 divided by 2 multiplied by 8. So here from you will be getting ANC value. So once you get ANC, then you have to go for AGO. This is 232 mm square. Next you have to go for AGO. It is gross area of outstanding leg. Now N stands for net, C stands for connected. So this is connected leg. O stands for outstanding. This is outstanding leg. So AGO, this is equal to B minus T by 2 into T. So B is again 55 minus 8 by 2 into 8. So AGO, this is equal to 408 mm square. 408 mm square. So this one area of expression here you could get. This is the second area required as per expression. So that also is obtained. Now next we have to calculate beta value. So once you calculate this ANC AGO, next we have to go for calculation of beta. So this beta equal to, that beta expression is available in same 6.3.3. So therefrom you will have to calculate beta. Now to calculate beta, you will require W, T, BS and LC. So I will just write down first that beta expression. Beta equal to 1.4 minus 0.0 0.076 0.076 into W by T into F Y upon Fu into BS upon ELC. So here BS is shear lag width, which is given by W plus W1 minus T. So just now we have shown here W value, W T, W1 and WT. So W is the leg length of outstanding leg, this one. Then W1 is from heel to center of this bolt hole. Now this W1 is 15 and W is 55 and T value is 8. So W 55 plus W1 15 minus T 4. So this BS equal to thickness is, sorry, this is 8. So you will be getting 8 mm thickness. So this is 62 mm. So BS value is 62. Then length of connection, we had marked that as well in the connection detail. So length of connection is 150 mm. And putting all these values here, you will be getting beta value. It appears to be 1.26. Now there is upper and lower limit for beta. This beta value should be in the range 0.7 to 1.44. So we are satisfying this. So you can continue with this beta value. Now putting all these values in the expression of TDN, putting all these values in this particular expression, you have to calculate TDN and it comes out to be 185.31 kilonewton. After doing all those calculations, you will be getting this value as 185.31 kilonewton. Now the last check for strength is related to block shear strength. Block shear strength of tension member. It is given by TDB1 and TDB2. So TDB1 and TDB2. So these two values you have to calculate. Now expression for TDB1 is AVG into Fy upon root 3 into 1 upon gamma m0 plus 0.9 into ATN into Fu divided by gamma m1. Then expression for TDB2 also I will note it down. TDB2 equal to 0.9 AVN into Fu upon root 3 gamma m1 plus ATG into Fy upon gamma m0. Now here these four areas you have to calculate: AVG, AVN, ATG and ATN. I will write down those expression as well. LVG equal to LV into T, then AVN equal to LVN into T. So we'll first calculate these two values. Now LV, as we have discussed in theory session, so this will be measured from this edge to the center of this last bolt hole, or LV is equal to E plus ELC. So E is 40 here, plus length of connection is 150, so LV value will be getting 190 mm. Then LVN, so 190 minus 3.5 times diameter of hole. Now to get all details of this, how to get LVN, you can refer previous video lectures on YouTube. So after doing this, you will be able to find out LVN value. Similarly, LT is 40. This distance is nothing but LT, and LTN will be 40 minus 0.5 times diameter of hole. So these are the four values which you will be requiring for calculating all those areas: AVG, AVN, ATG and ATN. So all those values are based on LV, LVN, LT and LTN. So LVN we have calculated as LV we have calculated as 190 multiplied by 8, that is the AVG value. So then you have to calculate LVN. So LVN appears to be 113. LVN appears to be 113 multiplied by again thickness. Then you have to calculate ATG. This will be LT multiplied by thickness. LT is 40 multiplied by 8. Then you have to calculate ATN. So for that LTN you will require multiplied by thickness. So LTN appears to be 29 multiplied by thickness 8. So using these expressions you have to calculate AVG, AVN, ATG and ATN. Once you get all these areas, your problem will be much more simpler, because you have to just put these values in the expression to get these values. So AVG comes out to be 1520 mm square. Then AVN comes out to be 904 mm square. Then ATG comes out to be 320 mm square, and ATN comes out to be 232 mm square. Just you have to put these values AVG, ATG, AVN, ATN in this TDB1 and TDB2 to get the values of these two strengths. After doing the calculations or simplifying these expressions, TDB1 comes out to be 267.93 kilonewton, and TDB2 comes out to be 226.79 kilonewton. So four values you will have to compare now. So you have to compare TDG, TDG, TDN, TDB1 and TDB2. The least of these four is going to be the design strength, that is going to be TD. The least of all four comes out to be TDN value, that is 185.32 kilonewton. Now to satisfy the design criteria, TD should be greater than PU. What is PU value? PU value is 180 kilonewton and TD value is 185.32 kilonewton. Hence, the design is safe. Whatever design we have done, it's safe. So this is how you have to proceed for design of single angle tension member. So if unfortunately this TD comes out to be lower than PU, in that case you will have to repeat the steps right from selection of trial section. You have to select appropriate trial section, then subsequently you start with remaining step, connection design and checks. So this completes design of single angle tension member. At the end you have to write down design summary. You have to write down design summary. In design summary you can mention the selected angle. So ISA 55 by 55 by 8 is used as tension member. Then for connections, 4 number M20 black bolts are used. You can write down pitch and edge distance values as well. 50 mm is pitch and edge and distances are 40 mm. And the gusset plate used for connection, gusset plate of thickness 8 mm. I will just take you quickly through all the designs, the steps what we have performed up till now. So this was the problem, and axial member is to be designed wherein working load was given as 120 kilonewton. So we have listed down given data first, then we have calculated ultimate load by applying partial safety factor of 1.5. In next step, we have calculated required area. Once you get required area, then you have to go for selection of trial section from steel table. Then next you have to start with connection design. In connection design, first you have to decide grade of bolt, then diameter of bolt. Subsequently, you have to calculate bolt value by selecting minimum value of shear capacity and bearing capacity. Once you get those two values, then you will be getting bolt value. Once you get bolt value, then you have to calculate number of bolts required for connection. So once you calculate number of bolts, then finally you can draw this design detailing or design sketch you can plot. From this design sketch, you can get the values of length of connection, then LV, LT, then W, W1, all these values you will be getting. Once design detailing is over, then you can start with check for strength of tension member. First is yielding of gross section, TDG, then second is TDN, and third is TDB. In TDB, you have to calculate two values, TDB1 and TDB2. So out of these four values, whichever is least, that will be referred as design strength of tension member, TD, and that TD value has to be greater than P. If it is so, then your design is safe, and that completes the design after writing summary of your design. So that's all for this session. In next session, we will go for design of double angle tension member. Till then, enjoy the studies. Thank you.